Zach, it's that time of year again. Well, I guess
not
this
the holidays.
happens twice a year. Not the holidays, but twice a year, it's time to sit down and take a look at a GDQ and talk about anticipated runs. We did that in the summer for SGDQ 2018, and AGDQ 2019 is right around the corner. So I thought we should take a look at some games that I'm anticipating.
Yeah, you told me you have a list of 5, and I don't know what they are yet, so I am waiting to hear.
Yes. So I think the one in the summer I did one a day, but I've pared this one down to just 5. Although I will say, a couple of GDQs ago, they did a thing where there was like a late night awful games done quick block from like midnight to 7 a.m. And it was just really weird, terrible games. And
was that the one with like again. Superman or whatever?
Yeah, Superman was in it, and just like a bunch of really weird games. It was a great block. I think they're doing that again this year, but I'm not sure if it's just a coincidence that there's a bunch of really weird games on like Tuesday or Wednesday at like 2 a.m. Anyway, barring those, which I think you should definitely check out if you're interested. I have pared the list down to 5 runs that I'm interested in, starting off with an old classic, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on the Wii Virtual Console. This is happening on Sunday, the day that it starts. I guess I should have looked up the date. I think it's the 6th. Yeah. Sunday the 6th at 5:52 p.m. This is being run by Pope Squidward. And it's an 80% run. It's supposed to take an hour and 25 minutes. Now, if you haven't ever played Majora's Mask, that is the crazy time-traveling, kind of like Groundhog's Day Zelda, where you have 3 days to accomplish everything, and you're constantly going backward and forward in time. Since it's an 80%, I anticipate that this is going to be an insane run that's going to be really glitch-filled. And I guess all Zelda games are pretty glitch-filled. But I anticipate the routing in this one to be very... I'm hoping that the commentary is very good, because I'm sure they're going to do a lot of stuff that looks like magic as they're running the game.
Yeah, how important are the commentators or the player to you while you're watching these?
Super important. Oh, I guess it depends. Sometimes the game speaks for itself, but for like really technical games, like this is definitely going to be a very technical game. Or, you know, a couple of GDQs ago, there was like a 7 or 8 hour 100% run of Final Fantasy VII, and that one like was made by the commentators because they had everything down to a science. Like minute by minute, they were talking about like everything technical that was going on. And I hope that was what this is, where, you know, minute to minute, they're talking about like, we need to do this because like it fills this memory location, and then we need to do this, and this is why this worked. And it's not just like jokes, because I feel like you get to learn a lot about like game production with these,
like how everything works.
Exactly, like different switches and flags and whatnot. I'm excited to see how deep they go into it. And since it's an hour and a half, like, stuff is gonna go crazy. But moving right along, my number 4, I guess I didn't say, that was my number 5. My number 4 is a little game called Time Splitters 2.
I remember this game. I like that game a lot.
We're both fans of Time Splitters 2. This one I think is going to be good. It's on Wednesday, and it's at 11:03 a.m. So if you're, get a lunch break and go in, it's only going to be 35 minutes. It's an 80% co-op easy run. So it's being run by Kopitz and Swudesu. I think is how you say that. But
do you know these names?
No, I have no idea. I know some of the runners just because they've been going to GDQs forever, but none of these ring a bell to me.
Okay.
This is going to be pretty crazy as well, I bet, because since it's co-op, I'm sure they're going to have a lot of interesting setups where they, since it's only 35 minutes, also I feel like it's going to have crazy glitches in it. Time Splitters 2 is just a great game, so I'm excited to kind of relive it through them. But I think this will be a really fun one to watch.
Yeah, that's kind of the nice thing about these, is often they're games that I remember way back when, and I don't necessarily want to actually go back and play them, but like to kind of re-experience them in sort of a condensed form like this is sort of a nice little nostalgia trip.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, because this also, I mean, it's not really a game mechanic, but there is time travel in this. I'm interested to see how they skip levels. Like, I'm sure there's some sort of crazy skip they do to get it down to 35 minutes. But, and the co-op ones are always fun, just because, the teamwork and the couches are usually really full.
Yeah.
Another sequel is my number 3. My number 3 is God of War 2. There's a lot of 2s in this list, actually. This is happening again on Sunday, the 6th, at 10:47 p.m. So easily to check out. No one's going to be working at 10:47 p.m. on Sunday. But it's being run by Ragnell Gao. I don't know if this is right. But it's supposed to take an hour and 10 minutes, and it's an 80% New Game Plus. So New Game Plus means he's got all the upgrades, all the weapons, and there's going to be some glitches. All of these, I think, are glitch-heavy runs. But God of War 2, man, I'm trying to remember, actually. I played 1 and 2, and then I couldn't play 3 because I never had a PS3. And then, obviously, everyone played the most recent God of War. So it's very top of mind. But I think I remember really, really enjoying God of War 2, and I think you get some really... This might be the one where you get the speed boots that from... I don't remember. Actually, you know what? That might be 3. Anyway, I think this is going to be great, and I'm very much anticipating revisiting Kratos when he was running around with those Blades of Chaos. Yes, I think it's going to be a very interesting run, especially because I anticipate one of the skips is going to be like going into those quick time event animations where you're ripping people apart, but doing it in such a way where it clips you through walls, and I feel like that's going to be fun to watch.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting to see how they use that. That would be funny.
Now, we were talking about glitch-heavy runs. My number 2 is probably going to be the most glitch-heavy run. It's on Friday. It's Divinity Original Sin 2, which is being run at 10:05 a.m., and it's a 27-minute speed run, 80% on an old patch on PC. Yeah. Being run by Seminary. And I remember I watched a multiplayer 80% of the original Divinity Original Sin, and they did a crazy thing where they glitched it so that they put a bunch of things in a barrel such that the barrel became like 500 tons, which would mean it did a bunch of damage whenever you moved it onto somebody. And they used that thing to like destroy any boss by just like instantly throwing this barrel at it. The game is so dense and has so many options for players. I imagine you can get away with crazy stuff if you just really think about it. So This is probably going to be an insane run to watch. Because also, I'm pretty sure I played the first part of it. You're stuck on a boat for like the first 15 minutes. So
that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Once you get out of that, it's only going to be 27 minutes. So I'm really curious to see what happens.
Yeah, I wonder if they found out a way to glitch out of that whole sequence or what.
Oh, possibly.
But yeah, it is interesting that the way you can play that game, you can solve problems in like ways that are really off the wall. So it'll be interesting to see what they do to like get through a lot of the game.
And then finally, is maybe a boring one, but my number one is a Super Mario Odyssey run by Bayleaf at 5:43 p.m. on Saturday. It's slated to be 3 hours and 22 minutes, so it's going to be a long one, but it's a category called Darker Side, which I can only assume is getting to the darker side of the moon as fast as possible. So probably not completing all the bosses, just getting as many moons as you need per level, and then getting to the next level, beating the game, but then getting enough to get to the darker side, which I think you need 300 or 500 moons to get to the darker side of the moon.
It's been so long, I don't remember by now.
It's been a while. But I love the routing and just like the tight movement of these runs. Like Super Mario Odyssey run, any Super Mario game, like Super Mario 64 is just a beautiful game to watch run by a professional.
Yeah, and we were looking forward to a run during SGDQ, and I don't think they had one, right?
It was an incentive, so it did eventually get run, but it wasn't on the schedule. It was just like, hey, if we reach this donating amount, we'll probably do it. And they ended up doing it, and I think it was a cool run, but I think this one is going to be pretty great as well, since it's actually on. And also, it's had so many months for routing to improve. Like, I'm sure this game is getting new routes, like, daily. The Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning community is very, very active on speedrunarchives.org. So, anyway, this is great. I definitely recommend watching all 5 of these. I think I'm gonna be watching a ton of AGDQ, and when maybe after it gets done, I'll have collected like runs you should go back and watch the archive of on YouTube, because invariably the great thing about SGDQ is there's stuff you aren't anticipating being great watches, and I think they are going to do that awful Games Done Quick block. So there's probably going to be another 5 videos. Maybe we'll make another video of like another top 5 of things you should have watched at AGDQ, because I'm sure we're barely scratching the surface of how great it's going to be.
Yeah, I pretty much always catch them on the YouTube channel after the fact, because they're usually at times where I'm like not able to actually watch. But
yeah, I mean, in year to year, they're getting better and better at archiving them quickly. Like usually you have to, a lot of times if I want to see something the day after it happened, I have to watch like the French restream of it or something, or someone who's like put it on YouTube. But they're getting faster and faster at uploading everything. So it's just a matter of time. If you scroll through, maybe we'll link the schedule, and if you scroll through and see something you like, you really only have to wait like 24 hours for it to pop up on the official GDQ YouTube channel. But anyway, keep a lookout, and we'll let you know what else to look forward to.
Sounds good.
All right, well, see you later.
Goodbye.